This is the world of company secretaries. On this channel, you can watch interviews with company secretaries across the world. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. How different or how common or what are the things which are common and different with what you did as a CS, whether it's in Britannia, Xerox, or other companies, and what you do now in the contracts negotiation and contracts review?
So, like I said, right, it's very hard to define a CS's role as somebody who does this or that. Because
Yes.
like we're seeing CS getting into various areas like insolvency or whatever it is, right? So each one has their own area of specialization. And all through my career, I've been more like a generalist. So
Okay.
I've had legal and secretarial, and whatever comes your way during your period of time in the company, I ended up handling all of those. So and one of them was contracts. So be it Xerox or be it IMS Health, which is IQVIA, both places I was involved in contract negotiation. So if you ask me how different the roles are, the role, if you're comparing it to a traditional CS role of secretarial, it is very different. But contract management is not something that a company secretary cannot or should not do. So let me
Yes.
put it that way. I think it is something that a company secretary can do.
So, like I'm talking, let's say about the skill sets. So the skill sets always stay with us. Like you were saying earlier about notice and board meeting, we would have studied during days of a student, but only when you went for training, you should actually draft a notice. How do you actually service a notice? I mean, serve a notice and then convene the board meeting. These things have a different angle. It's like getting into water. You can watch 100 videos about swimming, but when you get into the water, it's different. So in that
Yeah.
angle, the skill sets, was it useful after moving to the US, which you had developed in India?
Of course, I mean, no doubt about it. We are all transacting cross borders these days, right? Wherever we are.
Yeah.
So, and given that, as a company secretary, you deal with multiple, individuals with different personalities, different backgrounds, and things like that, right? You're dealing with government agencies, you're dealing with like your own company employees, you're dealing with different departments, you're dealing with statutory authorities. So that skill set, I would say, is very valuable, because even as a contract negotiator, right, you're negotiating with people from different backgrounds and different personalities. So
Yes.
how you adapt yourself and how you are able to take the interpersonal relationship and how you use it to your advantage, that is something that I feel I acquired over the years as a company secretary, and kind of stays on with me now as a contract negotiator.
Okay. Okay. No, why I ask this is because just again for our audience to learn that whatever you had the experience or the skill set which you develop will always stay with you and it will come to your use, even in a case like yours where you had to move to a jurisdiction which does not recognize the traditional understanding
Yeah.
of a company secretary, but all your knowledge, experience, training has helped you to do well in your role as a contract negotiator and you doing CPA. Because let's say you did something else over here and you go to the US and say, I want to do contracts, I'm sure it'll be difficult for you and for people over there. So just to bring out that point, I asked that question.